Hey guys, Carlo Filippone here, your muscle chef, ready to talk to you about this guy, the chicken pound. What do we do with the chicken pound? We prepare grilled chicken in different flavors, 6 to be exact. If you're serious about bodybuilding and you meal prep, don't go anywhere else. This is the company for you. Hey guys, Carlo Filippone, your muscle chef here at MD. Excited to be a part of the team. Hoping to help make your eating a bit more fun and a hell of a lot easier. I know how boring you can get when you have to be on a diet. So check it out. Today I have this kick-ass turkey meatball recipe that we use at one of my companies that I know you're gonna love. So check it out. Here are the simple ingredients. We have ground turkey breast, we have eggs, we have chopped fresh parsley. You can use dry parsley as well. We have chopped garlic. We also have some breadcrumbs or some chopped mushrooms, half a cup of either one. Okay, and then you want to use some black pepper, some sea salt, and I think I said the garlic already. So the first thing that you're going to do, you're going to take a large mixing bowl, put on some gloves, and you get your hands into some meat here. Okay, gloves on. Okay, open up the meat packages. These are pounded meats, and I like to use ground turkey breast because it's obviously leaner than the other cuts and the other stuff. A lot of people advertise ground turkey, but it winds up being all sorts of turkey in there, and then you actually wind up with a fattier macronutrient profile than eating red meat. So you're better off using the lean ground turkey breast. So I've done that. I'm going to crack my eggs, throw them in there. For those of you who are using liquid eggs or liquid egg whites, if you're using 2 whole eggs, you want to use 4 egg whites. And if you're using liquid eggs, use about a 1/4 cup of liquid eggs, okay? So I got my eggs, mix our parsley, our onion, here's our chopped garlic, salt, and black pepper. Okay, so now this is what it comes down to, guys. Breadcrumbs, you're off season. You might want to throw that in there. If you're dieting, here you go. Mushrooms, they act like a sponge. So they do the same thing that the breadcrumbs do, which is essentially absorb the juices of the meats and the spices and the flavors. So you really get a good taste in your meatball without adding any extra calories. You don't get much nutritional value from the mushrooms, but at least you're not getting the calories, okay? So I'm gonna try to cut down a little bit. So I'm gonna use some mushrooms today. Once I've added all of my ingredients, I'm start mixing it up. Do it by hand. For those of you who have a hand mixer at home, use a hand mixer. And of course, you can always double and triple a recipe, quadruple a recipe, because you want to make bigger batches. So if you're doing a show and you want to cook for the week or prepare for 3 or 4 days ahead of time, you can always make 6 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds at a time and get them ready for the week. Just cool them down right, and I'll talk to you how to do that in future episodes. So here you go. I got Giovanni on the other side of the glass. So Gio, get in here real close so you can see what this meat looks like. Show everybody what we're doing here. Okay. And you want the meat to be moist. It's going to be a little bit more moist because we're using the mushrooms than it would be the breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs do absorb much better than the mushrooms do. But again, I'm going for leanness over absorption and over texture right now. So here's one meatball. Those of you who have an ice cream scooper at home, you can just use a simple ice cream scooper. Okay, so here's my first meatball. I'm going to roll a bunch more. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take your favorite tomato sauce. Bring it over here. You take your favorite tomato sauce and you want to start heating that up on the stove. And you want to bring it up to a boil. Okay? So you bring the tomato sauce up to a boil. Once it's boiling, that's when you'll add your meatballs in here. Some people bake them, some people fry them, right? Old school people want to fry their meatballs. We don't do that kind of stuff because we're health nuts, right? So rather than bake them because they'll get really, really hard, you drop them right in the tomato sauce and they'll be super moist. I'll show you how to do that, okay? All right, guys, so I've rolled my meatballs, 2 pounds of meat, got me 12 meatballs. So obviously, if you're doing math right there, six meatballs per pound,
which is pretty awesome because you can very easy configuration. About half a pound, 3 meatballs equals a half a pound. So if you eat 8 ounces of protein, you're eating 3 meatballs. Look at the size of these meatballs. Now they'll shrink a little bit once we put them in the sauce, but that's quite a bit of protein in every meal. Okay, so bring that over here. Our tomato sauce is just about ready to boil. Actually, if I bump up the heat, it'll boil real quickly. I don't really want to do that. I'm going to keep it right where it is. You see it starting to boil. So I'm going to start to add my meatballs right into the sauce. And what will happen is you want that to boil because the temperature of the sauce will go down once you add the cold meat to it. So you don't want the sauce to get too cold because then the meat will just clump up. And the meatballs will actually start to break up and form like one big patty. You don't want to do that, okay? So as you add the meatballs, see I got just enough. Just kind of make sure that they're under the sauce as best as you can. This way they get cooked, okay? I got quite a bit of sauce there, so I'm not going to cover it fully, but I'm going to put my lid over it right there. And I'm just going to lower the heat to medium. And I'm going to keep that there for about 35 minutes. Here's the key, because some of you have different types of different BTUs on your stoves and all that stuff. So we're going to cook this for about 35 minutes. The key is to have a food thermometer. Make sure the center of the meatball reaches 165 degrees. That might be 25 minutes for some people, 20 minutes. It could be 45 minutes for others. So the key is get to 165 and you'll have a nice, tender, juicy meatball.